goody, Shellitronnn here. You can call me Shells, and I'm back at again with a brand new video, and I'm gonna keep it a Bowlberry biscuit. The day we've all been waiting for is finally here. Christian McCaffrey, C-Mac, Run CMC, CMC 22, Deuce, whatever you call him, whatever nickname you got for the man from Stanford. He's finally back, and he will be playing this week against Patrick Mahomes and this Kansas City Chiefs team that is a juggernaut. But let's not show fear. Hold up. Oh, I see what you think. I see the wheels turning in your head right now. Like, does it really matter? We got Christian McCaffrey back, but it's the Chiefs, Shells. It's the Chiefs. I don't want to get none of that. If you have Christian McCaffrey on your side, there is always a chance for magic to happen. Let's not forget, this is the man who was schemed out of the first half of our very first game against the Raiders, and he still ended up with 97 rush yards and another 38 yards receiving. He had 2 rush touchdowns in that game. He got hurt, only played 65% of the snaps against the Bucs in week 2. And he still found a way to get 2 touchdowns and only 59 yards rushing. This is a man who was up near the top of the NFL in rushing touchdowns for about 5 weeks, even though he only played the first really week and a half of the NFL season. Let's not forget, this is the man in Christian McCaffrey who put up 1,000 yards receiving, 1,387 yards rushing last year, almost 1,400 yards rushing. This is a guy who can run to the inside, between the tackles, bounce to the outside. He can catch out of the backfield. He can line up in the slot. He can line up out wide. This is a dude who we've seen throwing a touchdown pass to a I can't even say the word. I've forgotten what that T word is. That guy who lines up on the line of scrimmage to the outside of our tackle. I don't know what that position is, but we threw it to him at one point last year. Okay? Christian McCaffrey is a guy who is a difference maker on the team, and you should never count your team out. If you're decently healthy on the defensive side of the ball, Christian McCaffrey can make things work on offense. And when you have dudes on the outside like Robbie, DJ, and Curtis, you already understand what's going on offense, okay? There are weapons. But let's not sit back and pretend that we did not have a little bit of help. We did not have some very good production while Christian McCaffrey was out. Mike Davis, a guy who I'll admit right now and admit it before, I was wrong about. When we signed him, I had a video talking about him. I didn't think he was going to do nothing. I said $3 million for Mike Davis. Why not just have Reggie Bonnafon here? Why not just have, we've thrown away some pretty decent running backs in the past. Don't talk to me about Cameron Artis-Payne. I don't want to hear about it. But this man, Mike Davis, has actually been putting in work all year long in the 6 weeks where he's had to start in place of Christian McCaffrey. Now, he has not gotten to the 100-yard rushing mark in any of the games, but he has been impactful in all but one, specifically just last week against the Saints. That was a bad game for him, but only one bad game in 6. I will take that. Mike Davis has been impactful in the run and in the receiving game. He has been just about what you would expect to see out of Christian McCaffrey, minus, being able to get over 100 yards in games. It's not really a big deal because his impact has been felt on the offense, and he's not getting a shortened version of the scheme. This scheme looks like what you would run for Christian McCaffrey. Runs at the middle, runs to the outside. He's also catching out the backfield. He doesn't really go in the slot, but I have seen him lined up out wide a couple of times, mainly when we have Curtis Samuel in the backfield. We still do keep Mike Davis on the field for those plays as well. Honestly, I don't think he's that much of a threat out wide. Maybe in the slot, maybe in motion out of the slot. Before defense seeing him line up wide out there, it doesn't really strike that fear in your heart when you see a Christian McCaffrey. Or even a Le'Veon Bell from 2 years ago. Maybe a Le'Veon Bell now. We'll find out semi-soon about that. But Mike Davis has still been a very, very big factor for this Carolina Panthers offense, and I really want to see what Joe Brady got in his hands right now. I want to see what's going on in that young genius's mind. I have questioned his play calling. I have questioned his decision making, along with Teddy's at times. But I want to see, when you have 2 starter caliber running backs, not a 1A, 1B, where neither one can actually really shine if they were getting all the reps by themselves. How do you split those touches? both these guys were getting about the same number of touches. When C-Mac was in, he was getting around 26 to 28. When we saw Mike Davis come in, he was getting around the same numbers. You can't split 40 snaps between two running backs in the same game. It's just not going to happen. You only get about 60-ish snaps per game on offense. Usually it's about 65-ish, maybe 70. You probably don't want all that going to your running backs. I'm trying to figure it out. Joe Brady, how are you going to use both these dudes? Do you use Mike Davis in the backfield mostly and you put Christian McCaffrey in the slot? Do you have both of them in the backfield? Do you run trick plays? Who's going to be the decoy most of the time? And then, what do you do with Curtis Samuel? I have seen Joe Brady adjust to a certain degree. Now, he still does not know what that position is that lines up outside the tackle, okay? We've never even heard of that thing. Other teams have those things. We might, I don't know if we have or not. I haven't seen them just yet. But I have seen him adjust. At first, he was not using Curtis Samuel at all. He was really just there for the first game, and then we schemed him out of the games. Then we saw over the past couple weeks, Curtis Samuel become more of a focus in the offensive scheming, and it was obvious that we were trying to get him involved. But the return of C-Mac to the starting lineup is going to bring some diminished production from someone, whether it's Mike Davis or Curtis Samuel. It's going to be one of those two, and I really want to see how this team adjusts to having their superstar in the backfield come back and what the play calling really looks like. I think managing that's going to be Joe Brady's biggest test so far as an offensive coordinator, and maybe even Matt Rule's as a head coach. How do you manage C-Mac's time being the superstar and being a dude who has paid the big bag? You really shoveled him money. You gave him the Brinks truck and the Brinks building. You gave him the whole, look, have you seen C-Mac's house? Have you seen C-Mac's house? We took 2 L's in a row. Christian McCaffrey ain't lost in a minute. Christian McCaffrey ain't lost in a month and a half. Christian McCaffrey's house shows me he ain't losing anytime soon. So you have to understand how to manage these guys' minutes, their snaps, their production, and how you keep all these dudes happy and invested in this system and you as a coach and a coordinator, because all of that matters. I really want to see how that goes. That's all I got for you though, man. What are your thoughts on C-Mac coming back? Is he 100% healthy? Do we use him fully? Or are we going to use him just, in a few plays here and there, bring him back slowly? What do you think about Curtis Samuel and Mike Davis's production moving forward? Let me know all your thoughts in the comments below. And you already know what to do with that like button.
Cheers to you, appreciate the chance. Been told y'all I been the man. Been told y'all I had the gift. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Real ones gonna recommend. Count this as another win.